Hello everybody, welcome back to WWTF. We're going to practice games on MikeC.
I'm Fred White.
Hey, guess we bring the question that you posed.
Yeah.
So what's the question, Fred?
Nice. Like I said, man, we talk more than video games, talk about everyday life and other topics.
Mm-hmm.
The topic of this, y'all already read it. Just by being part of a church, is that a guarantee into heaven?
Nope.
I pose this question because by the time that y'all see this would have happened maybe like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I was at work and I ran into my step-uncle. And I call him my step-uncle because his brother helped raise me when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the guys who helped raise me. And I love him for that. His name is Mr. Williams. We got to talking and all this other stuff. And he was like, oh, what you do now? And I explained to him what I do. And I just asked him, I was like, you still go to that church? Because remember when we did the episode, the Contra episode,
yeah.
I was like, you got to wake up the next morning to go to church?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. That's what we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Play Contra all night, had to be in bed by 10 that Saturday night because we had to go to church in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I just asked him, you still go to that church? He said, yeah. And then he said, yeah, I just came from some service. He was like, when you going to come there? I said, save a seat for me. And I was trying to be I was being a little sarcastic about it. But, there are just people that think you have to be part of a church to go to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I really don't agree with,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you can have faith in God and you can do the right things in life and be a God warrior and just be saved and do all that other stuff. And you don't necessarily have to go to a church in order to accomplish that goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think churches have become so commercialized that it's kind of hard to find a right church to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have so many churches that, you got this he say, she say going on in the church.
Mm-hmm.
You have these females catering to the pastor,
Mm-hmm.
buying them clothes and all this other stuff. You have pastors driving these expensive cars.
Mm-hmm. And
some people will say, well, yeah, he's running a church. He should be able to have those type of perks and stuff like that. But again, you have these churches that, that tell you need to give a certain percentage of your earnings to them. You need to pay your tithes and all this other stuff. And if you don't pay your tithes, some churches send you to collections if you don't pay your tithes. You have some churches that have like ATMs inside of the church. Those churches I really don't like. And there was a big mega church when I was going through my depression and all that other stuff. There was a big church that I was going to, and I don't want to put them on blast. But it really wasn't helping me with the depression that I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it was so big. You could go to a big mega church and all your life, and you won't know everybody that's in there because you have these overflow rooms and you have these different services. And you may just go to that church and you may not participate in any of the functions that they got going on, because it's more about money than about the community.
Mm-hmm.
There was one church that I went to called Antioch Spiritual Center that was on Sheriff Road that my family had went to. And this was a church that really had a struggling building fund. I mean, the boys' bathroom had a boiler inside of it. And when you went in the bathroom, you had to kind of scoop by the boiler so you didn't get burnt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this type of church, it was really a wholesome church. It was a small church, and everybody knew everybody. Yet there was politics going on in the church, because why she always sitting in that front pew and all that other stuff. But other than that, the church was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And churches now, I would say, you go to a church for 5 years, right? Never missed a day. and then you fall behind on your bills or something, and you need that $100 to pay your bills. Well, you go to the church. You know, I've been a member of the church, or I've been going to this church for, 5 years, and, can you help me out to pay, help me pay my rent? Well, you're going to have to go through this person, you're going to have to go through this chain, you're going to have to go through that. And you've been going 5 years, and you've been faithfully putting money in the collection plate. $5, $10, maybe $20 or something like that. And you just may need some of that money back to either pay your rent or put some groceries in the house. But you have to go through all these hurdles, and if you might get it or not. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying that to say that I don't think that you have to be part of a church to make it into heaven, because God already knows where your heart is. You know what I'm saying? You're not out there committing murders. You're not raping anybody. Some people just do not feel comfortable with going to church. God is supposed to love everybody. And even, gay people, they frown on gay people. They frown on, stuff like that. But if God loves everybody, why would you frown on somebody that don't have some of the sexual beliefs that you have? You understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, well, you're that way. You're condemned to hell and stuff like that. That's something that I don't get, man.
Right. Okay. Well, with that, as far as I'm not no judge, so God's the final judge, so they can take that up with God or whatever their beliefs is or whatever, to judge later. But like you said, God loves everybody, which I believe He does. As far as joining the church, I'm Catholic. I joined the church. I like to go to church commune, but that's something that you shouldn't be forced into. You know what I'm saying? You grow up, you have your own relationship with God. That's all that's needed. Because you can pray. You don't have to pray in front of everybody. You're supposed to pray off to yourself, you and God alone. Bam, taking care of business. That's how it should be. But you don't have to go to church. But like how you said, some of these churches with these ATMs up inside, that's totally commercialized. I don't believe nothing like that. When you go to church, church commune with God. You know what I'm saying? You, whatever problems you have, whatever, that's where you go to. You know what I'm saying? If you like to go commune with others, that's why the whole purpose of the church is there, to commune with others. Because when more is united, He's in the midst. That's what I believe. It shouldn't be something that you're forced into going. You make that choice of yourself. And that's what I wholeheartedly believe. But yeah, a lot of churches are commercialized, and I do really believe that. As far as the tithes, I do not believe in that. You give what you can. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no set determined amount. That's totally untrue. So you go ahead, commune with God. You in the private place if you need to. If you want to feel like going with others, you can. Church is supposed to be a place open to everyone, and that's how it should be. That's it. That's all I got.
And I was saying Antioch Spiritual Center. My cousins, my mother, we went to this church for a long period of time, and it felt like home. And I've never experienced another church like that. There was a time where I was going through some stuff when I was younger, and I went to this church off of Walker Mill Road, right there across the street from where the highs used to be. Now it's like a cable, whatever it is now. And I think I remember telling you that I was in high school, and I went to the church, and they were getting up for prayer, and the preacher said, "I want that devil right there to come up here." And I've never been to this church. I was a new person in this church. And I was like, wow, what are you talking about? You. Me? The dude called me a devil in front of all these people. Oh, wow. That was a true story. Did I ever do a horror story on that? I'm going to do a horror story on that. But, that really happened. I'm going to go in full detail in the horror story. But, yeah, man, it's like a lot of people go to church for show.
Yeah, that's
show their status.
That's just, I really don't like that. I really don't like that. That's one of my pet peeves, man.
It's not supposed to be how wealthy you are. If you go to church and you got the finest car, you got a nice car, you got a nice house, you shouldn't go to church with those bragging rights. If you believe that God gave you that, or God gave you a way to get all of that, share that.
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of people that are struggling to put food on their table and pay that rent they could. I'm not saying give them a handout, but give them help.
Wisdom.
Share it.
Share how you came up.
Give the person a job. If you're supposed to be a God-fearing person, a lot of people like to talk about people that have criminal records and stuff like that. You know, as long as they didn't commit any type of sexual crime, you know, if they committed robbery or something like that, everybody does a lot of stuff for different reasons. But eventually people will change later down in life. Some may change later than others, but some people change. And if you see somebody in that church that's struggling, that's been through a lot, and they're trying to change their life, a lot of people look down on them.
Ooh.
And you're supposed to be this God-fearing person. And any church that has an overflow room, how can you say that you're part of a church and you don't know everybody in that congregation?
Ooh.
You have to know. If I ever attended another church, it would have to be another small church.
Ooh.
I don't want no overflow room church. I don't want nothing like that. I don't want no church that the pastor is driving a BMW while his members are catching a bus to church, and they have 5 or 6 offerings, and you see old ladies putting $20 every offering. They got 5 offerings each day, and telling you, "Hey, I want to see offerings that fold. I don't want to hear the jingles of offerings." You know what I'm saying? You, like Mike said, you contribute what you can. And that's what a lot of churches have got out of. They have got out of the business of helping the neighborhoods and helping the people inside the church, than helping themselves. So, is being a part of a church, just because you go to that mega church, oh, and I go to this, that, you know what I'm saying? That's not an automatic ticket into heaven. Because if you're not right, when you leave this earth and you go up there, he could be like, you know, the elevator out of order. You know what I'm saying?
But oh boy, just got on.
Yeah, you know. And you got to go downstairs. You know what I'm saying?
Downstairs? I don't want to go downstairs. Well, hey, it is what it is.
We don't have no more room for you. You know what I'm saying? And what's that?
Don't buy you that stickers commercial. What's wrong with the slide? How come it ain't moving? It's moving out, ain't it?
And what's the thing where you stay in limbo?
Purgatory.
Purgatory. You don't want to be in purgatory all your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look behind the gates and you see Biggie and Tupac and they rapping and all that other stuff, and then you looking down here and you see nothing but like Trump saying, "Come on, I need some friends over here." You don't want to go over there. You don't want to go with Trump going. You want to go with Barack going. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind.
Oh boy.
I hope I don't go to hell for that pun. But
hey, God knows your heart. God knows your heart. So, like always, you guys can hit us up at the Game Show. You know, confidence Game Show with man. Don't forget to head over to Facebook Store, maybe find low prices. Don't forget to hit us up every time. Don't forget to subscribe. Come Game Store member.
And please remember to like, subscribe, and follow all our social media networks. Join our Steam Labs community and our website community where you can get some free stuff.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time on WWTF.
We want that.
The Game Show.
See you next time. Keep watching. Thanks for